Yeah. Who am I? Someone that's afraid to let go. You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Yeah, suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah. I'm sad, I know, yeah. Who am I? Someone that's afraid to let go.
Yo, bro, what's good, everybody? It's USK man. We're coming back a video now. In today's video, I have the Evolution of MyPark from NBA 2K14 all the way up to NBA 2K18. Now, I have made Evolution videos in the past on my court as well as Pro-Am, but I've never done one on Park, so I wanted to do one for that. So yeah, bro, in today's video, we're gonna be looking at the MyPark and how it has evolved for the last 5 years. But yo, bro, real quick before we do get into the video, if y'all could, man, go ahead and follow me over on Twitter as well as Instagram to stay up to date with everything that I do, because I am trying to build up my Twitter as well as my Instagram, and those two platforms are actually the best way to reach me instead of like the comments. If you want to talk about something, maybe a collab, or maybe even you might want to roll me on the park, yo, that's the best way to contact me. Twitter and Instagram is the best way to contact me, so go ahead and follow me on both of those socials, bro. But hey fam, let's go ahead and get right into the video.
Used to be bumping, now I'm rich, I'm spending every penny. 2 box secure, riding through the knob up in the Bentley.
We gonna start this video off with NBA 2K14, the first NBA 2K game on next gen, and it brought the park. On the current gen NBA 2K games like NBA 2K14 on Xbox 360 and NBA 2K13 only had the black top, but it wasn't like MyPark. MyPark, you actually waited for games, you were in a big park with other people. It also brought that got next system where winners stayed on the court, losers got kicked off the court. It brought a lot of innovation, but it did lack some of these features that we have now in NBA 2K today, like rep rewards, multiple parks, and a whole lot of other things. And yes, this was the only park in NBA 2K14. There was only one park, and this was the park, and it did look great. Now, we all know every single 2K game has its cheese, right? Every single 2K game has its cheese, and the cheese in this game was alley-oops. Alley-oops never failed, never. I'll put up a compilation of alley-oops that I recorded back when I played 2K14 on the screen right now. It's insane. There's so many alley-oops that were successful. It was unstoppable. I remember me and one of my old homies, Paladin69 or something like that. I think that was his gamer tag, but me and him used to play twos and we would throw alley-oops every single possession. And it would work too. That's the crazy part. But NBA 2K14 park was a lot different than the way it is today. There was a 5v5 court in the middle. The last time that we've actually had 5v5, I guess you could say, park was the Jordan Rec, and that technically wasn't in a park. So this is the only time in NBA 2K history where there was 5v5 courts in the parks. Now, arguably the worst thing about this MyPark experience in NBA 2K14 was the scoreboard. The scoreboard was displayed on the side of the court. It was just a horrible layout. You could not see the score at all times. You couldn't even see the amount of points, rebounds, and assists you had at all times. But just like the usual, people got used to it. They adjusted to this trash scoreboard setup, and it became a really fun 2K, but the next year was pure innovation. Let's move on to 2K15.
Used to be bumping, now I'm rich, I'm spending every penny. 2 box secure, riding through the knob up in the Bentley.
Now we have NBA 2K15, yo. This is the most innovative year for the MyPark ever, and it's because not only was there more than one park this time, there was actually 3 parks, and with these 3 parks came an all new feature called affiliations. There was Sunset Beach, Old Town, and there was the Rivet City Rough Ride. This year also brought the Rival Day event. This was the first time it ever appeared in a 2K game, and the Old Town Flares was actually the affiliation that came away with the dub in this Rival Day event for NBA 2K15, and they got themselves a brand new park. But not only that, in this game they also had the Jordan Rec Center. Now this is the only game that ever featured the Jordan Rec Center. I think they tried to replace it with the Pro-Am, but nothing can replace the Jordan Rec Center. The Jordan Rec Center was basically its own park, and it was 5-on-5, but you had the same got next system as the park did. And the games played in the Jordan Rec Center would be 4 quarters each, and each quarter would have 5 total minutes. And you had all the NBA rules implemented into this. So yeah, the Jordan Rec Center was a really dope feature. But another really innovative feature that 2K15 brought with the MyPark was a rep. The rep system and the rep rewards gave you a reason to grind out the game. Before in NBA 2K14, there was actually no reason to grind the game. There was no rep system or anything else like that. There was no reason to really grind the park on NBA 2K14. It was just all for fun. But 2K15 introduced the rep to the NBA 2K series. You would start off as a rookie, and when you move through each tier, there will be 3 levels in each of those tiers. Starting off with rookie, then the pro, then the all-star, then to legend. And once you reach the legend, you started getting really good rewards. For every single level of rep that you do reach, there will be a reward, and once you got to the legend, there was the good rewards. For example, at legend 3, you would get the ability to play as a mascot. This was the first time ever in 2K history that you could do that. At Legend 1, you could actually go shirtless. You could take off your shirt. And there was exclusive animations as well as clothing that only a certain rep could get. For example, there was Legend clothing, there was Legend animations. So yeah, the rep system really gave you a good reason to grind out the game. And not only was there plenty of innovative content that was added into NBA 2K15 to keep the players playing, but the gameplay was also extremely fun. There was no archetypes. You could be 7 feet tall as a small forward and literally do anything. There were no limitations on your game. You could do every aspect of basketball. You could shoot, dribble, pass, finish with contact, dunk, play defense, rebound, literally everything. But there was something to come out, which was the demigod glitch, and you could make a 7'2" point guard. So you were even faster than the 7-foot small forwards, but you were even taller than everybody else. Now, a lot of people did say this was game breaking. Now that's really opinionative because some people think it makes the game more fun. I didn't even have one, but I thought it made the game more fun because it was more competition, you know. But then there was also those people that are like, yo, this isn't realistic. But not only that, but it ruins the game, you know. Like, these people can do literally everything. They're 7'2". It's not even fun anymore. Like I said, it is completely based on opinion. Now this definitely was the most cheesy 2K of all time. Now, not only do you have people hitting greens consistently, like every single shot, even if it is contested, but there's zigzag cheese. You can't guard people. It was a really cheesy year of 2K, but I think it was a great year of 2K, bruh, because cheesing these kids, it was fun, bruh, I must say. But yeah, this is a really controversial 2K because some people absolutely hated it, some people absolutely loved it. I'm on the side that absolutely loves it because the gameplay is really fun and enjoyable. It has that arcade style, but it's also not one of those games that takes no skill. You had to be good at this game to, you know, get the win, you feel me? The skill gap was definitely there, and yo, 2K15 was the most innovative year in NBA 2K history, and for some people it is also regarded as the most fun game in 2K history based on the gameplay.
Used to be broke, but now I'm rich, I'm spending every penny. Tupac Shakur, riding through the knob up in the Bentley.
Straight off of that game filled with greatness, NBA 2K15 was a huge dub. Now they had to move on to 2K16 and make it even better. And even though it is really opinionative on what game you think is better, 16 or 15, they did really well and they made this game great. Now there is a lot to talk about with this game, but let's go ahead and jump into the 3 new parks that they added. In NBA 2K16, they decided to keep the NBA 2K15 affiliations in the game with the Sunset Beach Ballers, Old Town Flares, and the River City Rough Riders, but this time they gave us new parks, and whether you think they were better or not, that's all up to you. But I think the parks were a little bit of a step down from NBA 2K15 because the NBA 2K15 parks were actually realistic. The Sunset Beach Ballers park setting was along a beach and it had a giant aquarium in the park or next to the park. It was like it was placed in a whole beach resort, you know. And the River City Rough Riders were placed in a factory. They were playing basketball in a factory, and the Old Town Flyers were placed at a carnival. So yeah, not too realistic when you think of the settings of a basketball park. But there was hope for those people that were inside that factory, bro. The River City Rough Riders won the MyPark Championship, which was a tournament held every single weekend like they had in 2K15. But the winners in NBA 2K16 was the River City Rough Riders. They pulled it out even though Sunset should have had it. I'ma keep it real, bro. So for winning the MyPark Championships, 2K gave the River City Rough Riders one of the best parks in NBA 2K history. In my opinion, the best park in NBA 2K history. This brand new River City Rough Rider Park was placed on the roof of a skyscraper, and man, did it look dope. It was just straight flames, bro. This park was fire. You were up high in the sky. You got to see the other skyscrapers in the area. You got to look down on everything else. You know, you saw helicopters in the sky. There was so much detail. It was just fire, bro. But anyway, we're gonna get into something else now, another topic. This game, I want to say, it was patched a lot. There was a lot of big game-changing patches that happened in the park. And let's start with the first one, alright? So ever since NBA 2K14, you could sit under the paint for 3 seconds. There was no 3-second violation. Well, in patch 3 of NBA 2K16, they changed that at the park. So yeah, 3-second violation was added into the park, and centers could no longer hold their nuts in the paint to get rebounds. Then in, I want to say patch 6, they took out speed boosting. They took speed boosting out of the park in NBA 2K16. And immediately after that, I want to say the gameplay just was never the same. Obviously, it wasn't ever the same because they took out one of the most impactful things. But the gameplay got worse, yo. It was just like speed boosting was meant to be in that game. The game just wasn't as good without speed boosting. And it wasn't like speed boosting was overpowered and no one could guard it, because if you were good at the game, you could lock up anyone who was speed boosting. Now let's talk about the rep system. They changed the rep system this year. They added 2 new reps to each tier. So you have Rookie 5, Pro 5, All-Star 5, and Legend 5 now. So it was no longer 3 reps per tier, it was now 5 reps per tier. And this allowed for new rep rewards, and they added 2 new great rep rewards. They did return the mascots in this game. That was still available to unlock at Legend 3, but the new rep rewards that they added at Legend 4, you got the skateboard, and at Legend 5, you got the tiger. The skateboard allows you to get around the park faster, and the tiger walked around the park with you, as he was basically used as the Got Next VIP. So yeah, that was everything for the rep in NBA 2K16. The top rep was Legend 5, and the first person to hit Legend 5 in this game was Dope Swag 24, and we haven't heard from him in a long time. I don't know what happened to bro. So yeah, that 2K16, man, this was a great year for the park. One of the best, if not the best, in my opinion. It is the best, I mean, straight up, bro. The only true negative things about the 2K16 park was 1, park cars, and 2, patch 6. That's it. I can't think of anything else negative about this game. It was great.
Used to be broke, now I'm rich, I'm spending every penny. 2 pots of secure, riding through the knob up in the Bentley.
We have NBA 2K17. Some say that this was the point where the community was the absolute most lit. This was the best year for NBA 2K's park on YouTube. There was multiple people that came up and blew up in NBA 2K17. The community definitely was really lit in this game. Now they did recycle the parks. They made a little bit of changes, but they did recycle the parks from NBA 2K16. There was very little changes in the parks. So yeah, that was a massive L on 2K's part. Now it was a good choice to bring back the affiliations and bring back the MyPark championships, the rival day. But unlike in NBA 2K15 and 16, they didn't finish the rival day tournament, and the winner of the tournament didn't get their new park because there wasn't a winner of the tournament. So we didn't get a new park in NBA 2K17. So for content wise, it's already starting off kind of bad. You have recycled parks from an old game. You didn't finish your rival day, so we didn't get a new park. They brought in the Mountain Dew tournament, and they also brought the house rules to a recycled park from NBA 2K15, and the Mountain Dew tournament was also from a recycled park. However, they did try to bring something new, which was Park After Dark. It was kind of a live event where you could participate in either 3-on-3, a dunk contest, or a shooting contest in this brand new indoor park that they made. And there would actually be a celebrity controlling the music that plays. You know, they'd be DJing the event. For example, you have Future one time, and all the lights will be turned off, so it's completely dark, but everything else will be glowing, you know, because you got clothes that would glow. Everything there was glow in the dark, but the only problem with this event, the servers were garbage, yo. It would take a good 30 minutes to an hour before you could even hop on a 3-on-3 spot and actually get a game to start. The waiting lines for the dunk contest as well as the 3-point contest didn't work out either. You know, it was glitched up. It would take like 5 minutes before the dude would get on the contest. But if you did wait an hour and a half, pretty much everything would be working at that point in time. But yeah, because the servers acted up during this event, this goes down as one of the biggest fails in 2K history of all time. It was a great idea for a new event, but poor execution. So yeah, bro, for a lot of people, the event went down as a complete failure. Now they did have a all new rep system in this game. Basically, Legend from NBA 2K16 was replaced with Superstar, and there was a top rep called Legend. It was just one tier, and the rewards were solid. There was new mascots in the game that you could buy. There was also a jetpack that you unlocked at Superstar 5, and at Legend you got immortalized for the next NBA 2K game. So yeah, 2K did give you a reason to grind in this game. You know, the rep rewards were there were good rewards, but there was also a brand new addition, and these were park badges. You would earn these badges called park badges exclusively at the park, and they would only work exclusively at the park. There were none of these badges, and you could just grind those while you grind rep. You know, it was a great addition, and it also boosted some of your abilities when you needed them at the park. And for the gameplay in this game, I think it was very solid. You know, it wasn't slow, it wasn't too fast, it was really in the middle. You know, you could speed boost and all that. The shooting system was good, the dribbling system was phenomenal. You know, you could do a whole lot of things with the dribbling system. It was probably considered the best year for dribble gods in NBA 2K17 because there was so many great combos that you could put together. Yo, it was just a really good year for dribbling. Now, one mistake that they did actually make was making the twos where it wasn't make it take it anymore. Now, this wasn't at the launch of the game, it actually was a patch multiple months after the game released, and this patch right here actually made twos non-make it take it. And basically this did lessen the skill gap of the game, but they did fix it, they did patch it, they did remake the twos make it take it, they did fix it, they learned from their mistake. Yo, shout out to 2K for that. And if you're actually seeing the gameplay in the background, this is when the twos was patched to be non-make it take it. This was around Christmas when I recorded this. They did learn from their mistake, they did make the twos make it take it once again. But if I had to sum up NBA 2K17, which I am going to do right now, the game did lack content, but the game was actually playable. It was fun to play. It actually had good gameplay. And the rep system was also great. And this was a great year for the 2K community. YouTubers blew up on this game. Multiple YouTubers did, bro. But yeah, 2K17 was a great year for the park. It just lacked a little bit of content.
Used to be broke, but now I'm rich. I'm spending every penny. 2 pots of gear, riding through the knob up in the Bentley.
Yo, so we have now made it to the current NBA game, which is NBA 2K18 at the time of me recording this video. And this right here is the downfall of Park. 2K17 was beginning to show us a few signs that Park was finally starting to fall, but it really wasn't falling because the community was so lit at the time. But NBA 2K18 changed all of that. This is what we are seeing right now, the downfall of the Park mode in NBA 2K. And it really all depends on NBA 2K19. There's a lot depending on NBA 2K19, whether, you know, the park is just gonna completely fall off along with the community and everything like that, man. I hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, if 2K19 isn't better than 18, then yeah, it's probably gonna be that way. But 2K18 was a huge change. It changed what we knew from 15, 16, and 17, all these great years of MyPark. 2K even went out of their way to change the name from Park to Playground. And there was no more 3 parks. In NBA 2K18, all you had was the same playground. There was 6 3v3 courts, 2 2-on-2 courts, no 4-on-4 courts, and no 21 courts. Not only that, but they also removed the rep system that we all knew and loved. There was no more rookie, pro, all-star, superstar, or legend. It was just based on your overall now. 91 overall, 92 overall, 99 overall, 98 overall. They removed the rep rewards, or even made the rep rewards worse that we all knew and loved. For example, the skateboard. They absolutely ruined the skateboard. Not only did they make it slow, but you couldn't even enter the playground with a skateboard. They removed the mascots, the most loved rep reward of all time in 2K. They removed the creative rep rewards like the Tiger from 16, as well as the Jetpack from 17. There was nothing to grind for. There was no reason to go for 99 overall in this game. There was no good rep reward. There was no more affiliations. Yes, they put the affiliation logos on some of the courts in the game, but there was no way to choose an affiliation. You couldn't be a part of anything. There wasn't even any rival day events. I mean, yo, this game just had no content. And if we're talking about 2K, this was the slowest one ever at the park. This was the slowest gameplay that we ever had, and that isn't how park play should be. It's supposed to be fun, and this is not fun. And winning on this game takes no skill at all. There is no skill gap in this game. You can run a pure slasher and make every single layup just by running to the paint and holding X, and then pure sharps can make almost every single 3 that they take, just because defense in this game is absolutely atrocious. It is non-existent. You can dribble into people. You can literally dribble into people. Now, sometimes you'll get a bump animation and the ball will actually come loose, but the ball can literally go through people's body. Not only that, but people can literally move through you in the post. Like, this game is on another level of broken in terms of gameplay. Overall, NBA 2K18 was the worst year ever for the park. And all we can do is just hope and pray that NBA 2K19 is actually a good game. Yo, so that was NBA 2K14 to NBA 2K18, the evolution of MyPark in the NBA 2K series. As you can see, up from NBA 2K14, the idea of the MyPark really started to evolve. There were a lot of innovative things that 2K brought to the table that really made Park even better. But with the rise of something, there's always a downfall, and 2K's downfall came in NBA 2K18. Now, they still have a chance to bring it back up in 19, but if they don't, I honestly think this franchise is done with. NBA 2K19 could be the very last chance for NBA 2K, and I know we say that every year, but this time it actually means something. It's not that hard to spot. 2K YouTubers who posted NBA 2K17 were getting way more views than they were in 18. Bigger 2K YouTubers like Hank the Tank, P2, and Nadex, they all moved to Fortnite. Bigger 2K YouTubers such as Cole the Man stating that they will only play 2K18 when they're making a video or streaming. And yo, even look at your PS4 or Xbox friends list and go find the people that you used to play 2K with back in 15, 16, and 17 and see if they're still playing 2K18. My friends list used to be packed with people who played 2K, yo, and now it's just Fortnite, 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 and more Fortnite. It wasn't like that in NBA 2K17. Yeah, you had big YouTubers lead the 2K community like Fariko, but his reasoning was he was pulling more views on IRL videos and pranks. We have never seen the 2K community this down bad ever in any 2K ever. And if 2K19 is anything near this, it might be a wrap for 2K as a company, bruh. What we are seeing right now, the same thing happened to NBA Live back in the day. And if 2K19 does not fix the problems that 18 had, it's gonna be a big problem for 2K. But hey, bro, that does wrap up the video, yo. If you enjoyed, make sure you go ahead and drop a like on it. Also subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss any of my banger videos, bro. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like I said earlier in the video. But hey, bro, that's all for today's video. I'll see you next one. I am out. Peace.